Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my podcast. It's Zoocrafted Interviews YouTubers, and I'm here with my good friend Vidrigavia. How do you say your name? Vidorgavia, that's it.
Vidargavia. Yeah.
Vidrigavia. I've said it. I've been practicing it all day, but
Man,
it's such a hard word to say for me.
I know. It's well, actually, if you go onto my YouTube channel, there is in the description thing, there is
Right,
phonetics on how you do it.
right.
So you're not the only one. You're not the only one.
So we met on Twitter, and
Yes.
we've been talking, and we decided to do a little interview.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on here, man. It's
Yeah,
it's
it'll
a
be
great
great.
honor.
Yeah, it's a long list of people that are coming on, so
Yes.
it's great to
Yeah.
have you here.
Thanks, man.
So the kick off the interview, I ask you the same question I ask everybody, which is how did you get into Minecraft?
Yeah, so my wife bought this game basically when it was in alpha, I think,
Hmm.
and then that was before I met her, and then she showed it to me when we'd been together a couple of years, and I just thought, no, this is rubbish. I
Yeah.
can't play this. I don't understand this. And then a couple of years later, our stepdaughter got into Minecraft, and she nagged and nagged and nagged,
Hmm.
and finally we got it on the Xbox, and I tried it, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
And then she showed me she showed me some YouTubers such as Stampy Longnose and
Oh
some
yeah.
people like that.
All the kids
Um,
ones. Yeah.
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 And I thought, well, I can do this
Yeah.
probably because she said she wanted to be a YouTuber, and I wanted to sort of check out what it was like.
Yeah. I understand that. Yeah.
So I started doing YouTube videos. I thought it was amazing fun,
Yeah.
and then she stopped wanting to be a YouTuber, and then she stopped playing Minecraft, and I continued. So there you go. That's how it happened.
That's how so many parents get into YouTube and the kids.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like Dragon Tech's kids got into Minecraft. They got him into it. Now his kids don't play anymore, and he keeps
Oh
playing
yeah. I mean, my little kids, they still play, so we
Yeah.
play quite a lot together on the Xbox though, because they have a hard time with mice and keyboard and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. So you got. So it was how many years? So how long ago did you really get into Minecraft? When was that?
It was just when 1.8 was just brand new. That's
All
when I
right.
really got into it. Yeah,
That was about 3 years ago, then, wasn't it? Was it about 3 years ago?
four, three, four.
Well,
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
yeah, it's been out for a while. So you played it on the PC initially, then, didn't you?
Well, when my daughter showed it to me initially, it was on the Xbox. But when I really got into it and started wanting to do videos about it and things like that, that was on the PC. Yeah.
Yeah. So your girlfriend at the time, she was the first one to play it then.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was. I think
Did-
she must have played it in alpha already.
right.
She had a friend who was quite a bit younger than her, who was all excited about Minecraft and sort of wanted her to try it out.
Right.
I think that's sort of when Notch was building his hype back in the day, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she played it a little bit. I don't think she really got it either, to be honest.
When it first came out, it was a very different game. Like
Yes,
Yes.
it was. Yeah.
I played it back in alpha, and I liked it, but it's not as good as it is now.
No,
Yeah.
of course not. I mean, they've had umpteen years to polish it, haven't
Yeah.
they? So.
So you got into Minecraft and you thought, oh, this is brilliant. I'm enjoying this. And so what's your favorite thing to do in Minecraft? Are you a builder? Do you like survival? Do you like redstone? What's your niche in Minecraft?
I like all the things nowadays, but when I started out, it was mostly about survival building. I
Right.
think I would say. I think that's probably still the core of my channel is the survival building.
Hmm.
But I really at the moment I'm really into redstone, for instance, and at times I do a lot of creative building, and so I do quite a lot of things on Minecraft and on my channel.
I get what you mean about the survival building because it's so much more satisfying than creative, isn't it?
It is in some ways. Well, most often it is, but sometimes creative can be really satisfying as well.
Yeah, I think there's just something about cutting down a tree, going mining, and making a house out of that, rather than just getting all the stuff straight away. It's when you look at the finished product, you think, "Oh wow, I did this from scratch." And
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
it's a great
Also,
feeling.
I like that it takes a bit more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's relaxing. It's relaxing to gather materials, and it's relaxing to have to build slowly and things like that. And
Yeah. It's a lot more intricate here.
Yeah.
So what do you think your style of building is? Like when you go to do something, what's your theme that you should go for?
Oh man, I always try and go for a new theme on every new world that I have. Okay,
Right,
so I've done Viking theme, I've done Tibetan theme, I've done what did I do last season? Yeah, I've done like Egyptian theme. I've done
right.
all sorts of themes. So at the moment, I'm doing a steampunk Viking theme on Lionheart season 2.
I've got some questions about that, so I'll come back to that. So I think it's the Diamond Society.
Sorry?
Have you heard of the Diamond Society?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Because we did the steampunk thing. Well, I wasn't in the last season, but they did the steampunk theme, and they said it was really fun to build with that style. How are you finding it? They said it was really difficult as well, though.
It is, yeah. So the thing is, with building in Minecraft, I always try and push myself, and this is my way of pushing myself at the moment, which is the steampunk Viking thing. And honestly, I've struggled a little bit, but I usually do in the beginning of a season or something, right? I struggle and I try and find the style basically.
Yeah.
Maybe for 2 or 3 buildings or something like that. But then usually after that it sort of clicks, and then I can just build forever in that style.
You get like a palette built up of blocks that work for the theme.
Yeah, that's it. Palette, and also just the look of things. I mean, so I don't know if you've seen my Neo Viking stuff now, but it's kind of a quirky old style because the blocks are poking out in weird ways, and it's and just getting that right and getting that to be quirky but also have a flow to it, so you can know what you do next and stuff like that. That's kind of how I get into the style.
I've tried but built steampunk, but it always just looks medieval. It's really hard to find that really tight line between medieval and steampunk.
Well, that's what I did to get away from so this is a Viking steampunk, right? So what I did to get away from the classical Viking stuff is just to ban all the spruce. No spruce. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess that's that will be really difficult to make that. So I can see where you're coming from. But exactly, it's spruce wood and cobble that makes medieval stuff.
Yeah, it is. So by banning them, I've found some quite interesting block combinations instead. So
it forces you to be more creative as well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's great because obviously it gives people a reason to watch your videos because you're doing something very specific that other people aren't doing.
Yeah, that's my hope. Also because, I mean, it's nice to build medieval stuff or classical stuff and things like that. But
I think everybody always starts with medieval building. Everyone's tried it. It's the thing that all Minecrafters do. Yeah.
And I think Mojang has actually explicitly said that it is a medieval themed game. So when you're doing something that isn't medieval, you have to sort of be creative.
It's always amazing when I see people make really modern and futuristic buildings with blocks, the exact same blocks they would use to build medieval houses and stuff. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So you decided to become a YouTuber. So you said that you were watching Stampy and what's the other one?
I think I only mentioned Stampede, but a lot of Dan TDM and things like that as well.
So were they your inspirations?
They weren't, because I distinctly wanted to not be childish the way they are.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But then I discovered Exuma Void actually, and he's one of my inspirations.
Yeah. So I like Exuma because he's not childish. He's not for children, but he's still PG. So anyone can watch him, but he's not for children, which I quite like. Yeah,
same here. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I strive to do as well, actually.
So when you were becoming a YouTuber, you first started, were you like watching his videos and seeing how he does videos, or did you just think, okay, I'm not going to learn how to do this, I'm going to do my own individual style? Or how did you get started?
Oh man, I don't know. I recently had a special on my channel with a clip of my very first video.
Right.
and it's super embarrassing, man. It's super embarrassing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think my first video was basically a sound and video test. So I started my recording software, and I started talking and just doing like a world tour of what I had built so far before I started recording.
Yeah.
And then for some obscure reason, I decided to keep that as my first episode, which is a ridiculous idea, to be honest. But at the time when I did that, we had, yeah. I did. It's well, it's on YouTube, but I think I've made it private now.
Right, okay.
But since then, much later on, I watched back some of Etho's first video, for instance, or BWO's first videos.
Yeah,
they're really, really rubbish as well.
Yeah, they are.
So
it takes a long time to learn.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah. So, would you say that your commentary style is based off anyone else, or would you say it's just completely you?
Now I say it's me.
Yeah.
But I will say that the person who made me realize that I couldn't keep sounding really boring and stuff like that, and sort of gave me some tips on how I could improve that. It's actually Etho.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he had a video just around one of his 500 odd, let's plays, where he talked about how he had evolved since the beginning, and he was talking about, okay, so always smile when you're recording and talking, and he said just try and keep up the pace, maybe jog around in your chair a bit and things like that. And I started doing that, and I'm still practicing doing that, and I think that actually, that really helps to pick up the pace. But other than that, I think it's completely me.
It makes it sound like you actually want to be there.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you sort of, with your voice, you engage the viewer into finding what you're doing interesting, basically.
Yeah. You could be doing the exact same thing with a boring voice or with an exciting voice. You could be saying the exact same words, but how you say it and how you act makes it interesting.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, which I struggle with, because when I were album builder, so I don't really have to talk to people that much. So I normally talk with a very straight face. So I struggled at first to get the commentary right.
Yeah.
I think we're also learning, really.
Yeah, it's hard because I mean you don't if you see somebody in the street and you have a conversation with them, right? That's kind of what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
But when you see somebody in the street, you don't put on a smile all the time,
No.
and you don't talk like you're jogging and stuff like that,
I feel like when you're doing YouTube, you got to pretend you're a lot happier than what you are to try and convey this thing.
Yeah, because what you're missing out, because we don't have face cam, or I don't have a face cam,
I don't
either. Missing out is the body language.
Yeah, exactly.
Which actually, and so you have to compensate for that in some way.
Yeah. Well, what I found that helps me is I actually make body language when I'm recording, even though they can't see it.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
And that helps me.
Wave my arms around like mad and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, it just helps me sound a bit more positive when I'm doing this.
That's it. Yeah.
So did you have your Twitter after you started YouTube, or did you just have the Twitter before you started YouTube?
I originally had a different Twitter, and I made one especially for my channel after a little while.
So, did you see Twitter as a chance for you to advertise your channel, or was it just a way to talk to other people, or what was the idea?
Yeah, I created this Twitter that I have now. I created explicitly with the idea originally to just basically advertise, because I was doing videos. I thought I was kind of getting better at it and stuff like that, but I got no traction at all. So I started looking at how you can sort of market your videos a little bit and stuff like that. And some people said Twitter is a good place, so I tried that. I had no luck with it whatsoever. Okay, it was just hell. I didn't understand how to use Twitter at all, and I stopped using it. I went to try and post on Reddit and things like that instead to try and market my channel.
Yes.
But of course that's hard because the Reddit has rules regarding self-promotion. And
they don't like it. They don't like it.
They really don't. Even if I actually follow the rules, the Reddit users really dislike it, so they just downvote you straight away. So that is hard.
Dragon Tech uses Reddit to advertise, and what he does now is he doesn't upload videos. He uploads pictures from the video with a link underneath, and
Yeah,
he says
that's what I did as well.
Yeah,
Or I didn't even put the link in the Reddit post. I uploaded an album to Imager and put a link there.
right.
But it's really it's hard.
Yeah. It's so difficult getting noticed. But I would say on Twitter you're a lot more active now, though, aren't you?
Right. So what happened was I had pretty much abandoned Twitter, and then I found out that Ike, who is a good friend of mine, he started using Twitter a lot more, and he sort of talked me into trying to talk about other things on Twitter than Minecraft.
Yeah.
And then I discovered that he had a group of friends on there, which I don't know if you were included in that original group that he had, but I know One Man One Game was, for instance, and so I actually started sending direct messages to One Man One Game, asking him how to use Twitter.
Yeah.
And so he told me some of the basics, right? And and then it's just really exploded and expanded from there.
He's like the Twitter master. He knows everything about Twitter.
Right. Do you know why, though?
Why is that? No.
No, because he knows some of the guys that work at Twitter.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
I had no idea about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because he says that almost all of his success on YouTube has come from Twitter.
Yes, he does.
He's just so good. The thing I like about One Man Games, and he's taught me this, you don't just talk about your channel, otherwise you're boring. No one's interested. You got to talk about other things. I'm guessing that's one of the tips that I gave you then.
Yeah, and talk about what comes natural to you, and take an active interest in other people's what they're talking about and things like that. And to begin with, I had a really hard time doing that to begin with. So I installed an app on my phone to randomly remind me 3 or 4 times a day that I had to tweet.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I've gotten really into it. I guess you can say that I've gotten hooked into it. So I naturally go on there a fair couple of times a day and just react to people and try and encourage people and
Yeah, it's a great. We're in the same community, really. Even though I don't see you too much, I think we both have a lot of mutual friends, and that's how we met. But I think Twitter's one of the best ways to meet people online in our community.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But I'll say this though, that what has made my channel grow is probably not Twitter so much. It's probably SEO basically. So I've read up tons, and I've over time gotten really good at making YouTube show my video when people search, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's actually one of my next questions was about because you've recently reached 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Which is a massive deal. How amazing does this feel?
So I've never really been bothered by subscriber count until YouTube put a limit in. For monetization, and it's not like I think I'm gonna make $1 million or dollars or pounds or whatever from my 1,000 subscribers. But the principle, man, it's the principle. I want them to realize that I am, part of YouTube, basically. And if you don't have all the features, it feels like you're a second-rate citizen, basically.
Yeah, you're right. So can you now monetize your videos?
Not yet, actually. They take a fair while to review a channel.
All right, but
it's
coming
in
though.
Principle, it's coming. Yeah,
because that makes you like an official YouTuber. Like
that's right. That's exactly the feeling that I had when I reached the goal there. It's like, okay, well, actually, I had a bit of I beat you, YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Feeling, but I was very happy about that.
Well,
but I think
the first 1,000 is the hardest.
Yeah, well, it was blimmin' hard. I'll tell you that.
I can imagine. Yeah.
But I hope so. But I also think that it doesn't get easy ever. YouTube.
No, definitely not.
It is a tricky platform.
Yeah.
Because it's so oversaturated.
Well, that's one thing. So, what did you find helps you set yourself apart from all the other YouTubers?
Sorry?
like obviously you've reached 1,000 subscribers. You can't just do that by following the crowd. You must have done something different, something specific that has brought you those subs and those, because you don't just get the subs, you get a lot of views as well. It's not just your sub count that's quite good at the minute. So what do you think you're doing that's so, like that's different to other people?
Okay, so I would say this, that what I said before, I'm not that interested in subscribers, but what I've always looked very much at is watch time.
Yes, that's super important.
Yeah, it's by far the most important stat, right? So just ignore really subscribe. Well, once you reach 1,000 subscribers, ignore that and then focus on watch time. And so what I've done is, and also another thing, right, is that it's not just important to drag people to your channel. It's also important to make them stay on your channel, right?
Exactly. That's why sub for sub does not work ever.
No.
I hate these sub for sub things.
It's a rubbish idea. Yeah. So what I do is I have Let's Plays, and I try and keep that really consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like two of them a week, and I just always do that, right? And that is for the current viewers. That's not really meant to drag people in.
Mm-hmm.
But then what I do is I do other types of content that is meant to be easily findable when you search for things on YouTube. So that
will that be like tutorials and such?
Yeah, that could be tutorials, redstone tutorials, or it could be builds, or like time-lapse builds, or like starter house builds, or whatever you can think of, really. And it can be all sorts of things like that. And I've tried tons of things, right, mate? And as soon as something doesn't work, kill it and do something else. Right? That's how I've done it, right? So don't keep doing it if it doesn't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably my best tip. Don't do it if it doesn't work. Go and do something else. Twist your idea. Do something slightly different. Just come up with something new, right?
Yeah, I guess you gotta make it something that when people search on YouTube, you want your video to turn up there. So how do you make sure that? Are you very specific with tags? Like, how do you do that?
So I sit and spend quite a lot of time trying to figure out what it is people search for.
Mm-hmm.
And there are tools you can sort of get a hint from. So TubeBuddy is a pretty good tool.
Well, I use TubeBuddy as well. I love it.
Yeah, it ranks your keywords, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I sit on there until I have something that is 80 or above, basically.
Right.
And so that's one tool. Google Trends is another tool.
Okay,
you can
I've never looked at that one.
In a bigger way what people are searching for in relation to Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
And I use AdWords to try and figure out what people search for. I don't use AdWords to advertise or anything like that, but I use the search engine there to try and figure out what people search for, because it shows search volumes. Mm-hmm. So if you type in a keyword there, it'll show you how many people roughly search for that in a month.
All right. So that's a really useful tool to see what people are looking for.
Yeah. That's quite good. And then I use once I have a keyword that I think is strong, I use something called rapid tags to try and find similar keywords that I can also use.
Right.
So that's
it's a lot. That's a lot of work that goes into it then.
It is, yeah, it is.
People don't see that when obviously they don't know. So when people say to you how you,
mate, it doesn't really stop there. That's a keyword. Then you have to make that into a sensible title.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And then you have to make a description that is maybe 2,000 to 4,000 characters long that contains all your keywords 3 times each, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to say your keyword in the video, and this is, I can't stress this enough. You have to find your keyword before you make your video, and then you have to say your keyword a couple of times in the beginning, a couple of times in the end of the video. That's how you do SEO.
So does YouTube actually pick up on you saying those words?
Yeah, because you can test that it does it. Because have you ever turned on the automatic subtitles?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they do, right?
Right.
They make a transcription of your video, and that's used for them to figure out what your video is about.
That's really. I never knew that. That's really interesting.
There you go.
So I mean, you've obviously put a lot of work and thought into this. Like, when people come to your channel and say, "Oh, he's got 1,000 subs," obviously that's the first thing people look at. They don't look at your views or your watch time. The first thing they look at is subs. and they don't see all that work and effort that's gone into making the titles and keywords for every single video, which is pretty amazing.
The thing is, though, I could never. I mean, if I were doing this full time, I could do this for every video. I don't do this for every video. I do it for the videos that are designed to drag new people to my channel.
Right. So you don't do it for like SMP.
No, not really. I have a standardized set of tags for my SMP, and then I try and make a description that is a little bit unique every time and things like that. But that takes like 10 minutes. But for a gateway video, I would spend maybe 2-3 hours doing this stuff.
Right. Wow, that's a long time. Oh.
Yeah, and most of the tutorial videos, they only take like 10 minutes to record. But the work that goes in before and after is massive.
Yeah. Well, I believe on Untitled Minute, your most popular video is your 1.13 chicken cooker thing.
Yep.
The automatic one.
Yeah.
So
that is.
So how long did that video take you to make? Because it's only like a 5-minute video.
Yeah, it took me around 10 minutes to record it, and it took me about an hour to design the farm, and then it took me maybe 5 hours to do all the rest.
Like 5 hours to do all that. I mean, obviously it was worth it because you got like 23,000 views, so it obviously works. But that's so much work. That's you can understand why all these famous YouTubers have other people doing that for them. So,
for sure.
I don't think I have the brain and patience to do that on my videos. But yeah, that's really awesome, man. To learn about how you do this stuff behind the scenes. I'm sure other people who are watching and have their own channels will be taking note of this information and doing it themselves.
Yeah, well, it's one of the big teachings that I have from Twitter is that we're actually all in this together. So I mean, the more people who actually do this, and the more people that we know that actually make it, the better it is, isn't it? Because that'll propel us upwards as well. So
we all grow as a community.
Go forth in SEO. That's what I say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to have to like search this up after because I want to start doing this because it sounds quite interesting. So
it is, yeah.
So I went over to your channel. I looked at your most popular videos, and all your most popular videos are mainly tutorials.
Yeah,
and it's really interesting because, like I said before, that is what people are searching for. So when you make your tutorials, you make your own design, then, don't you? So do you kind of struggle with that, or are you pretty naturally gifted at making your designs or tutorials?
So in most cases, I do my own designs. In some cases, I've actually done one, for instance, of Ike's design, but I'm very explicit about this is Ike's design. But I did it because it fitted in with a theme that I had of tutorials at the time.
Right.
And so I asked him before and stuff like that, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's my own designs, or it's inspired by others but tweaked. You know, so
you improve them. Yeah.
So the chicken cooker is like everybody knows how to make a chicken cooker, right?
Yeah.
So it's this classic chicken cooker but with a twist. The cow farm is my own design. I just sat around in 1.10, I think it was, in the snapshots and played, and I figured, well, this actually is a farm. And then after I'd made a little snapshot video about that, like a couple of years ago, somebody else, I want to say the American guy who builds with Tango.
BWO?
No, he builds with Tango. He is a Redstone dude.
El Mango?
No, it starts with an I, though. El Mango is German, by the way.
Is he? I'm really bad at knowing where people are from.
Never mind, man.
Some guy.
Yeah, one of those big guys also made this tutorial or about the same farm. He independently discovered this farm, and it's so annoying because everybody thinks that I'm ripping him off.
Right,
but I'm not.
He's ripping you off.
No, he's not, though. He just hasn't seen my video, and we've just come up with the same idea, man.
Right.
And that's how a lot of these things work, though, isn't it? If this many people that are playing Minecraft sit around and fiddle with redstone, they're gonna come up with the same ideas around about the same time as well.
Yeah, it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
But,
and so I do my own designs. I'm not that gifted with some parts of redstone, but my profession is I'm a programmer, right? So I do think sequentially and things like that, and I guess some parts of it comes natural to me.
I mean, being a programmer obviously will help you in general with logical thinking and all that kind of stuff. Because I mean, for me with the redstone, I know the very basics. I don't know anything fancy. I know how to build like a piston door and all that kind of stuff, but all my tutorials are never redstone involved. They're all mainly building tutorials and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's really cool how your tutorials are doing really well.
I mean, I'm actually surprised how well they're doing. It's good fun, to be honest.
I mean, I'm not surprised because they're all really useful. There's nothing there that's like unnecessary. All your tutorials are really useful to build.
Yeah, and something I've realized from doing build tutorials is that the build tutorials that work best are the simple ones.
Yeah.
So it's things that you don't even think you need to make a tutorial about. Do a tutorial on that, right? Because there are so many people that just don't know how to build at all, and so they just want something to get them started, you know.
Like they did that Orchis video, like the inspirational Orchis thing, and you wouldn't think you need a video on that, and yet it's got quite a lot of views.
Yeah, yeah. And so I when I started doing redstone tutorials, I thought exactly the same thing must apply to redstone, right? So I'm trying to do super basic tutorials, you know, and things that I know that people will want early in their game. Because I think my theory is that when people play Minecraft, they start a lot of new worlds. So they start a world and they set up the basics, and then they get tired of it and they start over again. And so
exactly.
Doing like end farms and things like that, that's going to be much harder to get people to view, because what they want is a starter house, a chicken cooker, and like an automatic wheat farm. You know, that's that's the sort of stuff they want.
Well, I think everyone's favorite thing on Minecraft is starting a new world. Everyone loves it. They're breaking down your first tree and building your first base and all, finding your first diamond. That's what people love Minecraft for.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's not that. I mean, there is a certain allure in that, and I don't mind starting a new world, but I'm one of those guys that really like to keep a world going for a really long time.
Right. See, I'm not one of those guys because I get bored really quickly. Like my SMPs don't last longer than 20 episodes.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. Well, to be fair, neither had mine in some cases, but that's not. That's not because I want to stop playing in the world. It's because things happen.
It's out of control sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great. So I would say from your main SMP is your Lionheart Dynasty, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So how have you? Obviously, you said that you're doing mainly steampunk, but how did you get started on the Lionheart server?
Well, how did I get started, or how did season? Yeah, so I was on a different SMP before called Primecraft.
Yes, I remember. Yeah,
and we had just basically started our second season, and then it kind of imploded.
Right.
And so me and AC Badfish and Scusi and some other guys, we had nowhere to play, so I started looking around for other SMPs, and I knew Ike since before. We met when I had like 30 subscribers.
Right. A long time ago.
Yeah, and so after a lot of toing and froing with other friends as well, who also have great SMPs, right? We decided that Lionheart was the home for us, and so we started sort of midway through season 1.
Right. And then you just went from there. Because what season are you on now?
Season 2.
Season 2, right? So you started off season 2 from the very beginning. And how did you find that, like the very beginning on the server?
Oh man, this season on Lionheart we have 25 members, man. It's
right. That's a lot.
Big. Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
And we were pretty much all online the first time we logged in, and it was freaking. I mean, we started on an island. There were like maybe 20 trees and 25 of us. You know what I mean?
That's pretty crumbs.
Claim the spot, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a tree. Oh, I got 2 logs. I'm so lucky, you know?
Yeah. Are you finding that the server's not as busy as it was when I first started? Because that's what I found on the Dime Society.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's why the thing is with Lionheart season 1, they sort of started with I think 10, 12 people. And they thought that, well, 10, 12 people are that's gonna be a lot of people for an entire season, right? But it's just that people go away, people get busy, people lose interest and things like that. So if you start with 12 people, you're gonna end up with 2 people.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, and so
that's what happens all the time.
People now, our idea is we're gonna end up with maybe 8 to 10 people that are actually consistent throughout the season.
And that's still a good number.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense from what's happening on Dime Society as well. So yeah, that's really cool. So what episode are you on Lesson Play? I did remember all this, but my memory's not very good.
Well, we haven't been going for very long. We started in 1 of 13 when I've been out a little while.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm on episode 20 soon. I'm recording episode 20 as we speak, basically.
Right. So you've pretty much caught up with my episodes then, and I've been recording Dynamic Society for ages. So I've got like 20
I'm
episodes.
Doing 2 to 3 a week.
Right. Well, that's a lot.
Yes.
I mean, I would say it's time between episodes that's the hardest, when you got to make preparations, getting building materials, actually building and editing it, getting it out. 2 to 3 episodes a week is a lot of episodes. So do you struggle with that, or?
Yeah, I'm sticking with that. It's playing in between episodes takes quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
But I've gotten the art of recording and editing and uploading and making thumbnails down to a fine art, and it doesn't take me very long.
Yeah.
So I said maybe I spent 8 hours on the chicken cooker, for instance, right, in total.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I spend 3 hours in total on a SMP episode.
All right, that's not too bad then. 3 hours. That's manageable, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's. And how long do you think you're going to keep this Lionheart SMP going? Are you going to keep going till like 100 episodes, maybe, or even more? Or
if I keep going like this, I'll reach over 100 episodes, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, that would be great.
We plan to basically have it going for a year or a bit more, maybe.
I think a year. You can get a lot done in a year if everyone does their polls. That'd be good.
Yeah. And I'm doing 2 episodes a week. That's 104 episodes. So yeah.
Well, that's all, especially because you got 4 kids, I believe.
Yes.
And that's a lot of kids.
Yes.
And I don't know how you find the time to working, being a father of 4 kids, and playing Minecraft and YouTubing. That's a big schedule.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't sleep too much.
No, I can't imagine you do.
That's how I do it now. I have very limited time to actually record.
Yeah.
So I can record maybe twice in the week from 10 to 12 at night. Everybody's in bed.
Yeah.
And I can record, right? And then I can record maybe Saturday from 9 in the evening till 1 or 2 in the evening.
Right.
In the morning.
Oof,
and that's all. That's like all the recording time I have. But
that's really difficult.
Yeah, but I have a lot of time to, because the kids want to sit and watch a film or something like that. I can sit and play,
right.
Or I can sit and edit,
right.
Or I can
things
like that. So that's how I do it.
So it's just the quiet time to record that you need quite late.
Yeah.
But actually editing and playing Minecraft, you can obviously do that just during the day when the kids are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, yeah. So, without going into too much detail, like, how do you find being a father and being a YouTuber? Is it a bit funny, or do your kids laugh at you, or what's it like?
Well, my oldest daughter is 15, and she's the one who got me into Minecraft, and she wants my channel to do well, but she's not interested in what's on the channel as such.
No.
But she's a good kid though. She watches some of my streams and things like that, so that's nice.
Yeah, I can imagine she goes to school and parents like, oh, what does your dad do? Oh, well, he's a Minecraft YouTuber.
All right. So I've started telling my younger kids, who are 5 and 6, that well, you should tell your friends that I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I'll give them some cards.
Yeah, get some business cards printed off and some leaflets. And then just get the kids to spread them around.
Indeed, yeah.
If you can't use your kids as free labour, what good are they? Like, really?
I know, right? Yeah, but so the younger kids, I sometimes, because they think it's cool, and they often want to watch while I'm playing. Yeah. But they don't think my videos are that good, to be honest. They think too boring.
Well,
And
it's not really aimed for their age, though, is it? It's aimed
no,
for
it's
more
not.
like
I mean,
teenage.
they like Stampy, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
he builds simple and colorful builds, and
Yeah.
I don't really do that.
He also does the children talk.
Yeah, he does.
talks like
He has
some of
a
the children.
really annoying laugh and things
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe I do as well. By the way, who am I to judge? But yeah.
Yeah, it must be quite funny then having the 4 kids. I'm only 21, so I can't imagine having kids yet. But yeah, I think if I had kids, I would really struggle. Having 4 kids, I don't think I would ever go on the computer. I can't imagine ever having any peace. So I don't know how you can do this.
Okay, so let me tell you this though: if you have kids, you
Yeah,
have to make time for yourself. Okay,
right.
it's like you can't go to work and then spend the rest of the time with the kids. You have to actually really, like honestly, truly, it's the most important parenting tip ever. Make time for yourself, because otherwise you'll be a rubbish parent. You'll just yell at your kids all the time, right? You have to every day really find your inner peace at some point, right? Because otherwise you just lose it.
Yeah, I would just go mental if I had no time for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite a lonely person. I'm like I like being by myself and things like
You're a
that.
lone
So,
wolf, yeah.
yeah. So if I don't get like 2 hours a day to just sit with myself, I'll go nuts, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that's just human nature in general. You need some me time, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is why I don't want to have any kids anyway. But yeah, that's great. But you're not actually originally from England, as most people can tell from your accent. You're actually from Sweden, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm from Sweden. Yeah.
So when did you move over?
It's 80 years ago.
80 years ago.
No. It's 8 years ago now, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you speak English fluently. Did you speak English before you came over, or?
Yeah, I mean, everybody in Sweden speaks English.
Oh, do they? Right.
Yeah. So it's not our first language or anything, but everybody studies English from I think 3rd grade until and all the way through college. So
right. That's pretty impressive, because most people in England can't even speak English. So
no, I know, right? I constantly have to rectify people's spelling and things like that in England here. So
I mean, I live in the northeast of England, and anyone who lives in England knows in the northeast we don't speak proper.
No, you totally speak improper, man.
Yeah, we speak.
I love the British accent. I think it's one of the most funny things. And
everyone who isn't British loves it. For some reason.
Sorry?
Everyone who isn't British loves it. People who are British hate it. It's the most weird thing.
It is, yeah. But I'm actually I live in the south of it. I actually strive actively to speak more like a southerner.
Right.
I go around and say butter and stuff instead of butter. Butter.
It's butter, innit?
Yeah. And it's butter, innit, mush?
Aye. Yardies meaty. I'm sound. I mean, did you ever watch Curly Mally? Or have you heard of him?
Yes. I have watched 1 or 2 videos.
Yeah, well, he's a Scouse, and his accent's so funny.
Yeah.
And I actually worked with. I used to be his apprentice, so we're friends in real life. And when I first started working for him, I had no idea what he was saying.
Yeah, because he's a carpenter, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he taught me. He's a joiner. Yeah, carpenter. Yeah. And so he taught me to be a joiner. But
right.
He had to say everything like 3 times whenever he was telling me how to do something. Because I was like, mate, I have no idea what you're saying.
Sweden, though. In fact, I used to live. I'm from the south of Sweden, but I used to live up north in Sweden for a bit. And whenever I went to talk to a shop owner or something like that, I knew that I had to say something, and they would say sorry, and then I had to say it again before they actually understood, and before their brain sort of clicked into, okay, I need to listen to the southern accent now.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. So I used to go into shops and say completely random things, but that sounded like I was from the south, and they would go sorry. And then I would actually say what I wanted.
Well, that happens to me all the time. Like, if I go like the tiniest bit south, they have no idea what I'm talking about.
No.
Like,
yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm a builder, so I work with other builders, and I say, I'm just going to get me bait. I'm like, what are you on about? Getting your bait? Because that's what we call our packed lunch, or dinner.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We call it our bait. That's just, everyone in Swindon says that. And if I go anywhere, like, we also say, like strawberry sauce or raspberry sauce in ice cream. We call that monkey's blood. which sounds like the most random, weird thing to anyone else. But that's completely normal. Yeah, you get monkey split and ice cream. That's just what we say. So whenever when I was a kid, I would say, "Oh, can I have some monkey split on my ice cream?" And the ice cream man would just look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I love the accents and different phrases.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do as well. It's an awesome thing.
Yeah. So we've been going for about 15 minutes, so I'm going to tend to sort of wrap it up now. So for what do you think is the future projects you're going to be having on your channel? What can we look forward to on the channel?
So I'm going to build Valhalla on Lionheart 2.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going to basically go full on Norse mythology, combine it with steampunk, and build a steampunk Valhalla.
Wow.
That's what I'm planning to do. And other than that, I'm planning to do more tutorials. And I also actually plan on expanding out a little bit into other games, a tiny bit.
All right. So what games do you have any in mind, or is it a secret?
Small indie random games.
All right. So do you think that a couple episodes each, or do you think you'll be doing full series?
No, I think one or maybe sometimes 2 episodes per game there.
More like spotlight videos.
Yeah, you might say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So games that are like in alpha stage or things like that, they want some exposure. I'm happy to do like a one let's play episode, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Just giving people a feel for it. Whenever I go to buy a game, I always search on YouTube for it first to see if it's going to be any good.
Yeah, there you go.
So I know exactly what you're on about. So, where do you, this is a new question I'll come with, is where do you see yourself in a year's time on YouTube? Where do you think you'll be at? Obviously, it's really hard to tell, but in your own opinion.
That's fine. I'll do you mean where I actually see myself, or do you mean where I want myself to be?
Both. 2 different answers. Where do you want to be and where do you think you'll be?
Okay, so I think I will have a fairly good channel in a year's time. I'm still on Lionheart, still doing Redstone tutorials, and I probably have around 10,000 subscribers or so, and pretty good watch time. That's what I think will happen.
Okay.
What I want to happen is I want to explode a little bit.
yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah. So
in a good way though, not in a bad way.
No, in a good way, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to have maybe 40,000 subscribers and the equivalent watch time, and focus on fun redstone and builds. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing stopping you. I mean, as long as you have to keep the content going out and you get people what they want, there's no reason that won't happen.
No, you're perfectly right. I mean, my goal for this year is to reach 10,000 subscribers. It's very unlikely that I'm going to do it, but I always put goals in that are quite steep.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with aiming high. That was one of the things One Man One Game talked about on his interview, because he aims really high as well.
Yeah,
and it's good. It keeps you motivated.
Yeah, and for what it does for me is it makes me want to change. You know what I mean? So that it goes back to what we talked about before. That if something doesn't work, just change it out, right?
Yeah.
And,
well, yeah,
and
that's
it
no
makes me be innovative.
Yeah, you have to be different, don't you? You have to stand out. Why people come to your channel instead of someone else's?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and like so I had a video earlier this that I put a lot of time into it and researched it well and stuff like that, and it completely bombed.
Right.
And so I could go and say, well, okay, I'll hang up my hat then, you know. But what that does for me is it makes me want to figure out what the hell happened and how can I fix it, you know, for my next video.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. You gotta look at your history and think what's worked in this video and what didn't work, and keep the good stuff and get rid of the bad.
Yeah.
I guess it's just trial and error. You just got to test it out, yeah.
And it's looking at your statistics. You have to look at your statistics tons and learn what they mean, you know, for you.
Yeah. When I look at my statistics, I know which videos, but as I'm recording them, are going to work and which ones aren't going to work. Like this podcast series works really well. My watch time is great, but the one of the hardest parts about these videos is getting time with other people and their schedules. And I mean, luckily, there's almost no editing in this because there's no video, there's no breaks. The thumbnails are dead simple. I mean, these, in theory, are like the easiest videos to make. But there's like it's organising and coming with the questions is the hardest part.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I understand that for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's always a hassle when you have to record with other people because we get into. I mean, we're lucky because we're on the same time
Well,
zone, right?
that's it. The time zones are so difficult.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get one with Sunfire SG. Have you watched any of
Oh
his?
man, yeah, it's in Australia, isn't he?
Yeah, well, New Zealand, yeah, and
Oh yeah,
I think
man, that is hopeless.
I'm 5 hours ahead of him,
Yeah,
and so but he only records like really late or really
yeah,
early,
yeah.
which just doesn't work for me. So
No,
we're trying to
it's-
organize a weekend thing.
I used to record quite a lot with the guy from Hawaii. Oh man.
Oh, all right, that's like South
Terrible.
America, isn't it?
No, yeah, I don't know. Well, it's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, right? There's
Yeah.
11 hours time difference,
Oh,
and it's like, well,
how do you even organize that?
so he got up really early and recorded it in the evening for me. That's how we sorted it out.
Right? Oh man. Oh, it's just really so difficult. I mean, but when it does work, it's a good feeling when it's worked, and there's no better feeling than when a video goes really well and people love it, and you got the nice comments and you got the watch time and the views and the subs come, and it's a great feeling.
It is, yeah, it is. One of the things you haven't asked me about is how why I'm on an SMP rather than being on a single player world, and
So-
and the very reason for that is that it is so much fun to record with other people, but also it's so much fun to see in your videos what other people have done. So like I can go onto Lionheart now to record a video, and all of a sudden I have to spend 2-3 minutes talking about this thing that somebody else has built. You know, the videos pretty much make themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, to be honest, the reason I asked that is because I hate single player, so I
right,
just assume everyone else does.
No, I really enjoy single player.
Do you?
It's just that being on YouTube, it's just nicer
Yeah,
to be on an SMP because you
Yeah.
get a little bit of a help, talking about things and making
Yeah.
content. Because
I
other
would-
people have made something that you can talk about.
well, yeah. That's how me and Cody got started. We were on a server, just the two of us, and that helped us become YouTubers. But one man, one game only plays single player,
Yeah.
and I don't know how he does because I would go mental. Like, so just by yourself all day. At least if you might be in the room all day by yourself when you're recording, but at least you're with you're with other people on the server. If I was in a single player, I would go crazy. So I don't know. That's just that's just what I'm like personally. That's all.
Yeah, no, I could have a single player. In fact, I have had several,
Yeah.
and I like that. But
I think it's something more satisfying being on a server as well. Other people see your builds in person. I can kind of show them up and give their opinion, which I think is quite cool.
yeah, for sure. I mean, on Lionheart, I instantly got quite involved with Spawn Town, for instance. You know, and that's a great project because everybody needs to do something in Spawn, and so like it really gives you opportunity to talk to everybody, really.
It also helps the channel grow because obviously the people from their videos watch your videos. Yeah, people from watch your videos watch their videos. You all help each other grow, and it spreads.
The thing
It
is,
spreads
though,
love.
we have a Lionheart has a. I'm one of the bigger ones now on Lionheart, and it is super hard to get somebody. If somebody has discovered you, to get them to watch, Curling Mantis or whatever. Curling Mantis? No,
Crafting Mantis.
The Crafting Mantis. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super hard, right? Because
Yeah.
they've come to the channel, especially if it's a Let's Play, right? They've come to the channel for you.
Yeah.
Because they like you. And that's the thing with the LPs, right? That you can't just build things. You have to make people like you.
Exactly. You have to sell yourself, basically.
Yeah, and so to get them to watch somebody else's, even if it's on the same server, that's super tricky, man.
Because they could be a completely different type of YouTuber.
Yeah, and yeah. And so
I know what you're saying.
We have a person on the server who has, I think now 40,000 subscribers, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us any really. It helps us very marginally, because like I said, they come for him and his personality, right? And they might think it's cool that I built a coral tower in the middle of Spawn, right? But that from that to actually going to watch me, that's quite a big step.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's getting them to go. Yeah, and you're right. Because I found that we're now with different servers. I only really gained the people who were also on the server. I never really gained much on the other people from their own fans.
No, but what you do though when you're on a server is you're networking, right? So
Yeah,
you're actually
exactly.
getting to know new people who also play Minecraft and do YouTube videos, and
Yeah.
that's worth a lot as well. And that ties into the whole Twitter community thing.
Well, yeah, that's the best thing about Twitter is you're constantly discovering new people who are really cool.
Yeah.
I think, but where our Minecraft community is great. I always say all my interviews, like, come and join our community. Anyone's welcome. As long as you're a cool person, you're nice to each other. That's all you really need.
Yeah, go
yeah.
check out Crafted's Twitter, man.
Yeah, and
And mine.
well, all of your links will be in the description. So if you want to check out his channel, check out his Twitter, check out any other links that you want me to put in there, they're all going to be in the description down below. So you can go check them out. I highly recommend them. And there's one other thing I want to mention before we go is one of my favourite things I've discovered on your channel was your chunk builds, which I love them. I think that it's such a smart idea of having all the stuff inside the chunk, and you've got like a map full of these chunk builds, haven't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And I think I'm going to be linking his stats. There's a playlist for that, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I'm going to put that playlist in because I highly recommend that because that's really cool stuff as well.
Thanks, man.
So I think I'm okay to end this thing if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So I've been interviewing our good friend Vidargavia, if I say that right.
Yes,
Vidargavia, and if you've enjoyed, like I just said a minute ago, all of his links down below. Check out his YouTube and Twitter and all of his playlists and his videos. He's just reached 1,000 subscribers, so he's officially a YouTuber. Officially,
I'm officially a YouTuber, man.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Looking forward to my 20 cents a month, man.
Yeah, I mean, you got remember to share the love as well. You got to spread it out to your fans. Yeah. So I'm expecting a few pennies in the mail.
Yeah. You'll get your share, man.
So yeah, thanks so much for listening. Well, I was going to say watching, but not watching, the listening. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.